These details about the crash of Atlasglobal Flight 101 will shock you. August 7th, 1997. A little miscommunication made that day a day of mourning for many families. Shortly after takeoff from Miami International Airport, Fine Air Flight 101, a scheduled cargo flight traveling from Miami International Airport to Las Américas International Airport and operated by McDonnell Douglas DC-8-61F N27UA, was involved in a crash at Miami International. One person on the ground and all 4 passengers on board were taken out by the accident. But what exactly happened there? Was there any technical fault or anything else which is still a mystery? Well, don't worry. Here in today's video, we will reveal what actually happened there, so you just stay with us till the end. The crash. The pilot was unable to regain control of the aircraft shortly after takeoff, and the destination was Santo Domingo. It stalled again after pitching up sharply into a stall, recovering briefly from the stall and then stalling again. The McDonnell Douglas DC-8 avoided the busy cargo operations facilities along the Northwest 25th Street feeder to the airport's cargo area and the auto transport loading facility at the south end of the Miami City rail yard just north of the runway. Between the densely populated residential neighborhoods of Miami Springs and Doral in unincorporated Miami-Dade County, Florida, the aircraft narrowly missed 2 factories, a commercial building, and the Budweiser distribution center. These constructions were all nearby. Flight 101 crashed into Northwest 72nd Avenue, a busy lunchtime thoroughfare that had red lights at both crossings. After traversing an open field, the plane's wreckage rolled swiftly across the roadway and into the parking lot of a commercial mini-mall across from the vacant field, colliding with 26 parked cars. The mini-mall housed computer parts distributors and South American traders at that time. Plane debris was 4 feet from 3 storefronts. It missed the 3 stopped cars at Northwest 31st Street and Northwest 72nd Avenue, less than 30 yards away. The truck and 2 cars were occupied. Renato Alvarez, age 34, sat in an automobile parking lot. After lunch with his wife, he returned to his mini-mall shop. He died in the multi-lane avenue, field, and parking lot fireball. Flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder. The findings of the investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, revealed that the airplane's center of gravity was either very close to or even beyond the limit of the aircraft and that the airplane's trim was improperly set. Both were the result of abnormalities in the loading of the cargo. Because of the lack of knowledge on the distribution of the cargo's weight, it was impossible to establish the severity of the control problem. It would have required outstanding abilities and reactions from the pilots, which was not something that was even somewhat possible. Ground crew interviews found that the flight was usually packed with pallets and that cargo locks were rarely engaged since they were deemed to be meaningless if the pallets could not move. The retractable end locks prevent pallets from moving forward and aft, but side rails prevent upward movement. The airplane was about 6,000 pounds overloaded, but the pallet weighing technique made this more prevalent than assumed. Who was injured? On board were a total of 4 people, 3 members of the crew and 1 security guard. Dale Patrick Thompson, who was 42 years old and served as the captain, had worked with Fine Air since 1993. He had a total of 12,154 hours of flight time under his belt, with 2,522 of those spent with Fine Air as a DC-8 captain. The first officer, Stephen Petrosky, was hired on August 15, 1994 and was 26 years old. He had a total of 2,641 hours of flying time, 1,592 of which were with Fine Air and DC-8s, and he logged 614 hours as a first officer and 978 as a flight engineer. Glenn Millington, then 35 years old and a flight engineer with Fine Air, had been with the company since 1996. He had recorded a total of 1,570 hours in the air, 683 of which were spent working for Fine Air as a flight engineer on a DC-8 aircraft. Enrique Soto, who was 32 years old, served as the ship's security guard. The devastation caused by the crash of Fine Air Flight 101 is depicted in the 5th episode of Mayday's 19th season. Deadly Pitch is the name of this episode in the series. Hey, we hope you all found this video informative. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon for more such videos.